All right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Kol Haloyam La Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shabab Amwan back at you with another lesson. And going into this title, all right, Culture Vultures, Vagabond. All right, and Shabbat Shalom. So what I want to get into real quick is going to be a quick little video. I'm going to play an Instagram video first. Again, I ain't going to play no, I ain't going to show it because it's concerning these fake ass Amalekites, all right, that claim to be us, right? So just listen carefully to what this guy's saying.
Israel is different than all the countries in the world. All countries in the world are the countries of their citizens, meaning America is the country of the American citizens. Italy is the country of the Italian citizens. France, the country of the French citizens. If you're here and you're not a citizen, you can have certain rights, but America is not really your country, right? Nationality and citizenship, the concepts are basically the same thing, or they are a total overlay on a Venn diagram. An American means America is your country. Because you're an American citizen, you are an American national, okay? Your ethnicity is a different story.
And this is actually spoken by a rabbi out there.
Israel is different. Israel doesn't really exist except as a legal fiction by Israeli law.
And it's funny that they say it doesn't exist, all right, because they don't want you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to actually know that you are the true Israelites. You see, you are the true Jew, the true Hebrew. Okay, you're gonna see it. There's gonna be a point when he speaks and he mentions all these other races, but he doesn't mention no blacks or Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, or Native American Indians, because they always try to keep you away from knowing who you are.
It's vital for people to know. According to Israeli law, there is no Israeli nationality. There is Israeli citizenship, but there is no Israeli nationality. According to Israeli law, there is only a Jewish nationality. What I mentioned previously, that
and that's bullshit, because there's no such thing as Jewish. Jewish-ish means around about. Okay, so they themselves are what you call culture vultures. They stole our heritage, right? And then they're vagabonds. A vagabond is someone that's a wanderer, someone that has no culture, that has no home. Okay, and when you understand how these devils ended up getting Israel, all right, which I'm gonna bring it out in a second after the video, you know, you have what you call the Balfour Declaration. Okay, so once that Balfour Declaration came out, this is why the people that you see out in Israel today are there, all right, because they were given that land. It was taken away from us and given to them, which that's Bible prophecy, which I'll bring that out in a second. All right, so you know, the real the people that are out there in Israel, none of them are the true Hebrew Israelites. Now, is there probably some of our people mixed in with them? Yes, because we are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So you're gonna have all different you're gonna have us amongst these different nations, right? But the people that are in Israel today are not the people that are supposed to be there, and this is why they keep saying that there's really no Israeli nation. All right, yeah, because the ones that are there are not the ones that are supposed to be there. There is an Israelite nation, and it's with the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the true Hebrew biblical Israelites, man. All right.
The goal of Zionism was to change Judaism from a religion to a nationality. It was the state of Israel did not create a new Israeli nationality, a new Israeli nation. It is the nation state of the Jewish nationality by Israeli law.
And they never created one because they stole ours.
So that means, number one, there does not exist an Israeli nationality. There are Israeli citizens. But number two, whereas Israel could have been the state of its citizens by Israeli law, the nation-state law. Only Jews have rights to self-determination in Israel, in the state of Israel, not because Jews are superior to non-Jews. That's a mistake. If Israel would be the country of all its citizens, just some are superior and some are inferior by virtue of their being Jews, then that would be correct. But Israel, the country Israel, was designed as the country of a certain nationality, the country of the Jewish nationality, whether you are a citizen of Israel or not. There is no other country like that. The problem is not Jewish supremacy. The problem is the citizenship structure and the nationality structure of the state of Israel. If you are a non-Jew, whether you're white or you're Arabic, doesn't make a difference. You're Christian, you're Buddhist. If you're not a Jew, you are a citizen of Israel and you are afforded whatever civil rights the citizens are afforded. But Israel's not your country. That means...
See, in order for you to be a true Jew, you have to come from the tribe of Judah. You have to be from the southern kingdom. All right. So how are they from the tribe of Judah? You see? And we know that the so-called the so-called black man is from the tribe of Judah. So you know that they were all what? Dark skin colored, right? And these devils is all what? They're all pale as hell, red as hell. All right. And this is why they'll keep brainwashing you to make you think that they are the people, saying that you can only be a Jewish person to be part of that Israeli nation, man. That's straight nonsense. Okay. This is what the devil, this is why he is called the devil. He's your adversary. Okay. He's against you.
You have no self-determination rights collectively in Israel. It's just as in America, if you are an illegal alien, you're not an American. You could have rights over here, right?
And what's funny is that we're really the illegal aliens. Yeah, this is see, the whole earth was created for our sakes. All right. But when we came over here, we were what? We were basically aliens, strangers in the land that wasn't ours. Because we were what? We were departed and taken away from our own land. Because the Lord said that he was going to what? Put that curse upon us to take us away from our own land. You see?
But America is not your country, because America is the country of its citizens, its interests. It was created for the interests of its citizens. Israel was not created for the interests of Israeli citizens. It was created.
So if that's the point, then why the hell are they doing out there? Because that's not their land. You see? It's supposed to be to what? To the citizens, the ones that are truly supposed to be there. Just like even here in America, they'll try to, they'll go to every single country and they'll try to take you out of their country, out of your own country, and then they'll claim it's yours. Same thing that happened in America. Even though we were strangers in the land, this was ours. You see, this was given to Gad and Reuben. All right, the whole northern tribes were up here already. You see, and they came over here and they took our land. Okay, thieves.
The interests of the Jewish nationality. Israel is a doing business name. Forget the word Israel. Israel does not exist. There is no nationality Israel.
And you see why they keep saying that is because they're gonna always, like the scriptures say, they in Psalms 83rd chapter, right? That they make a tumult, right? They come against us at all times, and then it names all the different nations that are against us. And they said that they're trying to take the name of Israel out of remembrance. This is them taking the name of Israel and trying to take it out of remembrance, man. Make up their own bullshit culture to it.
Israel exists as a legal fiction. There is some country called Israel, but really, more accurately, it should be called the Jewish state, or more than that, the state of the Jewish nationality.
These guys are funny as hell. Let me bring this out. Shalom, brother. Yahawah'S, Let me take you 5 and 1. Remember, O Yahweh, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. Beautiful, brother. You see? So it was prophecy that we were going to lose our inheritance and it was going to be given to these damn enemies, man. Okay? Also for Bible prophecy to play out the way it's supposed to.
As I just said, that if you are a citizen of Israel, but you are not Jewish, Israel's not your country. In the words of Netanyahu and Avigdor Lieberman, Danny Ayalon, this is how the Zionists put it. Israel is to the Jews what Japan is to the Japanese and France is to the French. And you could be a citizen of Israel, but so for example, if the citizens of Israel who are non-Jews would one day become a majority and they would be running the country, that would be a problem. Israel would conceivably be legally allowed to take measures to make sure that never happens. Because Israel is the country of the Jews, imagine if illegal aliens in America, people who are not Americans by law, would one day take control over America. Well, we can't have that. America is the country of its citizens. You can't steal America from the Americans, although we give you rights. So too, non-Jews can't steal the Jewish state from the Jews. It belongs to the Jews. Now, whereas anybody can become...
I know y'all saying this guy don't make no sense because you're playing yourself out. You stole it from the true Jews, and we're going to prove that through the Balfour Declaration, which I'm bringing out in a second.
Naturalized an American citizen, how do you become a Jew? You see, if I move to Italy and I imbibe in Italian culture and speak Italian language and fly the Italian flag and sing opera music or whatever, you know, Italian culture is, after 1,000 years, my children's children's children, they're regular Italians. In Israel, if you're not Jewish, you could be the biggest Zionists, like the Jews, for example. So
that's why they did the Balfour Declaration. They gave it on to those in power, right? And then after that, from them being there so many years, they just said it. From there being so many years, their children's are born there, and they become those citizens. And see, these people think that they the real Jews. They got their own people in the trick bag, thinking that because they were born there, all right, that's their land. That ain't your land. All you did was come out of your mother's between the legs. That's it, on that soil. And because the Balfour Declaration helped them to gain that land, all right, now they are the ones that claim it. All right, and it makes perfect sense because Esau is what? A vagabond. He's a wanderer. He has no culture. He has no home. So he had to steal somebody's. And of course, it had to be his brothers, right? His brother's inheritance. Jacob's inheritance, right? This is Psalm 79:1, a psalm of Asaph. O Yahweh, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Beautiful. You see? Scriptures that's always going to prove, and I'm going to grab Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. The first 5 verses tell you it all. Tell you how they came into our land and they took over our land, man. Isaiah 1:7, your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. You see? And here it is. They claim to be the men of the Lord, right? But here it is in our land, our holy land. They hold the biggest fagonometry parades out there, man. How can those be the men of the Lord? You're not following the laws of the Lord. You're not following the laws of Yahweh. This is supposed to be a holy land. And you celebrating the most fagonometry out there, man. That's crazy.
You could be a total Zionist. You could fight in the Israeli army. You could be a Supreme Court justice. Yes, certainly, individuals have such rights. But Israel will never be your country because you will never be a Jew, even after 1,000 years. And
I'm gonna tell you straight up, there is no rights. Okay, no, these rights that were given to us, these constitutional laws and rights, it was not meant for us, man. Okay, because here it is, we have these laws, and none of these things help us. They use them against us when they have to use them. You see, that's what them constitutional rights were made for. For when Illuminati has to push a certain agenda, they can use the laws that they wrote. The laws don't work when we use them. How many people you see try to use the law on the law or use the law on the court system, and the court system just looking at you, you know, they know that you're on point, but they're gonna look at you like you crazy, man, because it don't work here for you. Especially so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. None of these laws work for you. And this is why the Lord, Yahweh, gave you laws and commandments and statutes to follow. Because the ones of here are not for you. These are for the heathens to use against us.
Therefore, Israel would have a right to make sure that the demographic threat, which is how they call it, of non-Jews outpopulating the Jews should never take place, which is why they don't annex Gaza and the West Bank the way America did to Mexico and became Texas, for example. And you take the Mexicans and now they're Americans. Israel can't do that, not because of Jewish supremacy per se, but because the country is the country of the Jews, not the country of the Israelis now. Therein lies the secret of Zionism and the secret to dismantling Zionism.
You're damn right there's the secrets in there. Because when you find out, like the scriptures say, the truth shall set you free. When you find out that those ain't the real people that's supposed to be there, the whole game changes. You see, the narrative of the story is going to go to its actual original story. You see, and that's why you need the men of the Lord to break down these things so our people can understand. Because if you don't know the history, like the elders say, you don't know the mystery. You see, you have to know the history of these different nations, man, and who they're named after, who they come from, who they trickle down from, you know, to put these pieces together.
It's very simple. If Israel would be the country of its citizens and not the country of this nationality, which, by the way, does not exist. There's no such thing as a Jewish nationality. Israel invented it. It's a fabrication.
Yeah, here you go. See, in the beginning, he was talking about that the only way you could do is by being an actual Jewish, but here he comes contradicting himself, saying that there is no such thing as a Jewish religion or nationality. And it's true, because there is no such thing as Jewish. That was made up. That's why they're called Jewish people, man. They're roundabout. They're not even sure that they're the real people. We're sure, 100%, 144% sure that we are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible.
I'm an American national. My family's from Poland. What in the world do I have to do with some country? Even if somebody wants to claim that the Jews are a nationality, which they're not, they have no national characteristics. Why is Israel my country? See, Israel claims to be the nation state of all Jews, including Jews that don't live there. Israel has laws that give preferential treatment to Jews outside of Israel, in the sense that, in theory, if there's somebody that harms a Jew outside of Israel, they are subject to Israel's penal system, in theory. That's Israeli law, because Israel has responsibility. Again, this is their fantasies, but this is the way their law works. They're living in a bubble. They created a delusion of a Jewish nationality, and B, Israel being the state of that nationality. Everybody else are foreigners. Even citizens are foreigners, because whereas America, if you're an American citizen, you're not a foreigner by virtue of your citizenship. In Israel, if you're not this nationality, you are a foreigner in Israel. In other words, Zionists in America don't believe in Jewish supremacy. They don't believe that Jews in America should have more rights than non-Jews in America, the way, let's say, white supremacists believe that they are inherently superior to people who are not whites, no matter what country you're living in. It has to do with your race. But the Zionists, all of this the supremacy that people are showing you, only applies in Israel, which is a strange thing for a supremacist movement. In order to be naturalized into the Jewish nationality, which they don't believe being Jew is a religion, right? You need to convert go through a religious conversion. That's the only way to become naturalized into the Jewish nationality, even though it's not a religion.
So, but he's trying to tell you, you just got to convert to Satan. You'll be all right if you convert to Satan.
Religion. It's a weird thing, and there was a Supreme Court case in Israel. Daniel Refusion. This was the opposite case. Daniel Refusion was born Jewish, and he converted into Christianity, and he wanted to come to Israel based on the law.
Yo, bro, you know he's talking as a full-blown Edomite. He just sounds crazy as he's speaking it. You know, because he's giving truth, but he's giving confusion at the same time. You know, so if you're not one that knows the Bible and the scriptures, it's hard for you to piece it together. You're going to sit there and wonder, like, damn, well, are y'all the real Israelites or y'all not? Which one is it? You know, he just speaking straight Edomite, like the brother said, man, confusion. That's what this devil does. He gives you confusion over and over and over. But the Israelite men, all right, Lord willing, we those men, we're here to what? To just debunk that. Just to give it to you in simplicity and plain and simple. There's no extra talk about it. There's no need to make it sound intellectual. We're gonna give it to you straight raw, straight from the scriptures, how the Lord said it. All right, and the Lord is full of simplicity. He's straight to the point, so he tells you straight to the point, right?
Because his nationality is Jewish. On Israel's identification cards for the registry, for the census, there's nationality Jewish, and then there's religion is a different category. The reason
which they going off on that. You're not even supposed to do census. Here it is. Esau does census all the time. What happened to, I believe it was King David. Yeah, King David got in trouble for taking census of Israel. How much more if the Lord was pissed off with you on census of Israel, how much more these other heathens that's taking census of us? You're not supposed to do that. That's wicked as hell, man. You're not supposed to be counting up how many people are on the earth, man.
Thing is because Zionism never made sense. It invented a Jewish nation, number one. Number two, it's the only country in the world that claims that it is the country it represents people who are citizens of other countries, such as myself. And Netanyahu came here to America when he spoke to Congress under Obama. And he said he represents not only the people that voted for him, but all the Jews all over the world. What kind of foreign head of state says he represents citizens of another state? There is no such thing. So they invented this Jewish nationality. They invented this type of country that's the country of the nationality, not of its citizens. And then third, the relationship between Jews and Israel is different than the relationship between regular countries and the people of those countries, whether citizens or nationals. About 20, 30 years ago, the Zionists started something that they call identity Zionism. Being a Jew is being a Zionist, such that if you're against Zionism, you are by definition an anti-Semite. Netanyahu wrote in his book.
And that's why they got the Anti-Defamation League. That's why it was that anti-Semitism was invented to protect them. Because here it is, they call us anti-Semitic and all that, but how is it that we anti-Semitic and we Shemitic ourselves? You see? But they do these laws to continue to hide themselves from who they are.
Of Nations, it's called something like that. That anti-Zionist, if you say I'm anti-Zionist, I'm not anti-Semitic, I'm just anti-Zionist, it's the same as saying I'm not anti-American, I just think America shouldn't exist. Because Israel is to the Jews what Japan.
Well, I'll tell you this, I am definitely against every single one of y'all, and I know America doesn't need to exist anymore. You see, and that's why the Lord's going to take this place out, America, and this is why the Lord's going to take out Israel, because they go both hand in hand. All right, ran by the same exact people, man.
To the Japanese. What's wrong is this Zionism. It's not Jewish supremacy per se, not at all. It's Zionism that twists the relationship between a person and his nationality, between a person and his country, and between the country of Israel and the Jewish people and the country of Israel and its citizens.
All that longness for a bunch of bullshit and confusion. All right, so let me grab this real quick. I believe I have it in my phone. I hope I do, because I lost my other phone. It might have been in the other one. Give me 1 second. Let me bring out this Balfour Declaration. Downloads. Let me see if I have it in here. I should though. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Just bear with me. Oh, here we go. Right. So I'm gonna read it real quick. This is an Albert Pike letter to Mazzini. Okay, and this was an Illuminati plan for 3 world wars. All right, August 15, 1871. It says the following is a letter that, so like, let me make this bigger. The following is a letter that speculation claimed that Albert Pike wrote to Giuseppe Mazzini in 1871 regarding a conspiracy involving 3 world wars that were planned in an attempt to take over the world. The Pike letter to Giuseppe Mazzini was on display in the British Museum Library in London until 1977. See, and there's a reason why they took it away. All right. This letter has been claimed by many internet sites to reside in the British Library in London, which denies the letter exists. Right. Now, I ain't going to read too much into it. Read the opening part. Let's go what it says about the First World War. Why was it designed? All right, these are all orchestrated. It says the First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The hold on, the divergences, right, caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy the other governments and in order to weaken the religions, right? That was the first war. So the first war was what? To take out the Tsars of Russia, okay? Then it says the Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the facets and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed, that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. During the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would be then restrained and held in check until the time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. Okay? Just like what the guy was just speaking on, Zionism, right? So the Second World War was given what happened so they can take out the Nazis. Okay, and then now you understand why Hitler was doing them dirty like that, right? Which that whole Holocaust, Slovakia, the real Holocaust is with us, our people. You see, that whole Holocaust of all these, you already know that was all bullshit, man, to make you feel bad for them. Now, did people end up dying in the process? Yeah, because Hitler knew what was good. Hitler knew the damn lies that these devils was coming with. And Hitler was a damn Edomite himself, you see? So that second war was to take him out of the way and to give a sovereign state onto Israel, right? And the Israel Palestinians. See, so this is why they ended up in there. All right, let me grab, matter of fact, let me see something real quick. I'll just do it real quick. Slovakia. Look, it says the Balfour Declaration. It says the Balfour Declaration was a public statement issued by the British government in 1917 during the First World War, announcing its support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, right? Then an Ottoman region with a small minority of, Jewish population. You see? Hopefully it's making sense the way I'm bringing it out. So let me finish that Albert Pike letter, right, to Mazzini. The third part. It says, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agents of Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the most Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, and spiritual and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens, obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries, will exterminate those destroyers of civilization and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic, deistic, whose deistic spirits will from the moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out to the public in view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Salaki, I was reading because the letters are so damn small, and it's only letting me open it up a certain distance. But see, now you understand why these world wars are being orchestrated. You see, first of all, it's all prophecy and it's all through the spirit, because the Lord was going to make these things happen within time, you know, as the generations came, because the Lord said what? He was going to have war with Amalek from generation to generation, man. You see? And who's behind all of this? Amalek, the Illuminati. The Illuminati is filled with all these damn Amalekites, man. All right? So let me just grab this Ezekiel 36 to prove that them devils that's out there is not the people, man. This is Ezekiel 36, and I'll start from 1. It says, the mountains of Israel to be blessed, right? It says, also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen. And ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are in infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. You see? So these devils literally came to our actual land, right? And they have profaned the land. All right, they have profaned everything, our whole entire culture, got this whole entire world thinking that they are the true children of the Lord, man. It's the spirit that bears witness that you are the children of the Lord. None of these people have a spirit, man. These people, they barely have a damn soul, you know. Everything is all what? He was made to take peace from the earth. He was made to destroy everything that comes in his path. And that's what you see this devil doing. When you go into the history of all this confusion that they give you, man, you'll realize that this devil, all he was doing was constantly going nation to nation, destroying nations that were in their way, so they can set themselves up to be considered as a people, you see? Because the Lord is ready to eradicate these people. The Lord is ready to destroy these people, man. This is why they get everything on this side, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the wicked is going to have everything on this side, because that's the God of this world. And the Lord said, this is not a rest. It will destroy you with a sword destruction. So you're not supposed to be, you know, putting your time in this place, because this place is ready to go because of the folly, all right, and the confusion that this devil has put out generation after generation, leading all the way to right here. leading all the way to where we at right now. All right, that they literally own our land, okay, and they just straight doing wickedness in our land in front of the Lord. All because Esau mad as hell that his birthright got taken away. You see, all because this devil sold his soul for a piece of meat. So what does he do? He wants to destroy everybody else's life and make it miserable. He wants to make everybody in the world sell their soul because he sold his. So now his job is to make you sell your soul, so he don't feel so bad. So you know how it is when you in the hood and you start doing good and you start separating yourself from these wicked ass people. They always try to find a way to bring you back down with them because they jealous that you're doing better. You see? So what they do is they try to bring you down with them. That's what Esau does, man. Esau is jealous of who we are. Okay, so he'll always try to bring our people down and keep us in a confused state and have you thinking that they are the people and that you gonna what? You're gonna be oppressed by your oppressor and you're gonna listen. Why? Because you have Stockholm syndrome. And that's why the Lord said, because thou hast rejected knowledge, my people are what? Are destroyed from the lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. When we're out there giving you this word and we're breaking it down to you, you reject it. You see, you're rejecting the Lord. Because you made the God of this world, right? He blinded you. Scriptures say that if they are lost, if their gospel be hid, it be hid to those that are lost. Because the God of this world has blinded them. You know, with the witchcraft, the sorceries, with the lies, you know, with things like this that they're sitting in our holy land, because our people don't have the intellect of our people, the knowledge of our culture. They can't see it. You see, and they're gonna still continue to think that these people are the men of the Lord, man. But the 144,000 is here to correct that. All right, so let's see what the brother put. This is Psalms 94 and 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Woo! They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent in the innocent blood. But the Lord Yahweh is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. Right? Let me grab this to go with that. This is 2nd Maccabees 15 and in 1 second, hold on. Hold on. Oh, I got it. Second Maccabees 15 and let me grab it from 8. It says, wherefore he exhorted his people not to fear the coming of the heathen against them, but to remember the help which in former times they had received from heaven, and now to expect the victory and aid which should come unto them from the Almighty, and so comforting them out of the law and the prophets, and withal putting them in mind of the battles that they had won aforetime, he made them more cheerful. And when he had stirred up their minds, he gave them their charge. Yeah, because that's what we're being stirred back into the way of remembrance. He gave them their charge, showing them therewithal the falsehood of the heathen. This is why we're able to come out now and put it into context for you and put the pieces of the puzzle together, because the Lord has now increased us in knowledge to be able to see with the eyesight of the falsehood of these heathen. Okay. It says, where was I? And so forth, comforting them out of the law and the prophets, and withal putting them in the mind of the battles that they had won aforetime, he had made them more cheerful. And when he had stirred up their pure minds, he gave them their charge, showing them therewithal the falsehood of the heathen in the breach of oaths. Thus he Thus he armed every one of them, not so much with defensive shields and spears, all right, showing that our weapons of warfare are not carnal, right, as with comfortable and good words. And besides that, he told them a dream worthy to be believed, as if it had been so indeed, which did not a little rejoice them. Okay, so us being stirred up in our pure minds, we're able to now bring out the falsehood of these heathens, man. All right, which when I was reading this, I had another scripture. Damn, I had a script. I knew once I went into this, I was gonna forget it. So I started reading it. But real quick, let me see if I find one more. Or if it comes back. I pretty much made the point. But let me grab this real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's what I wanted. The water YAHAWAH'S shy. Because the brother had put up 94 and 21 when he put they gathered themselves together against the soul of the righteous. All right, I'll grab two precepts for that. This is Psalms, I quoted it earlier, 83 and 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head with what? With pride. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Okay, and that's talking about all these different nations. The top one being Esau, Edom. All right, they're constantly trying to take us out of remembrance. Now, the other one that I wanted was Psalm 64. And I'll take it from 1. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. You see? So, when it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, that's us. You're always trying to plot against us, man. They're always trying to do something slick or trying to find a way to confuse us, all right, to keep us in that state of mind of not knowing who we are, man. And that's why they encourage themselves in evil matters, man. They lay snares, all right, and they think that no one can see these snares. But the Lord has given us that eyesight to be able to see these things, man. And they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. This is how they know how to control you. They've been doing nothing but studying you your whole life, okay? Of course, Esau's going to study you. The Lord gave us the birthright, okay? So for since that time on, all right, what did Esau say? The days are at hand that my father shall die, right? And when he dies, he was going to what? He was going to slay his brother Jacob. This is why they've been plotting on you all your lives, okay? But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to strike him down. When this devil thinks that he has everybody in the trick bag and he got the world in the palm of his hand, that's when the Lord's going to lift up that standard, all right? But what right now is being done is the Lord is exposing Esau, like the scriptures say in Jeremiah, right? I have made Esau bare, Jeremiah 4:49 and 10. I have made Esau bare. He can no longer hide himself. His own tongue is falling upon him every single day. You see? And that ain't nothing but the Spirit of the Lord working through who he has to work through. All right? whether it be on the righteous side or the left side. All right, but at the end of the day, everything's going to be led to what? To that righteous side and to that righteous judgment. All right, and that righteous government is going to be established on earth, starting with YAHAWAH'S. All right, so hey, that's pretty much the point on the lesson. Salaki, if I was all over the place, Lord willing, it was actually edifying, and it was you were able to understand where I was coming with it. All right, the water brother, as always, for the scriptures and tuning in. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bachakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole four elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Aqua that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. Doing as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. You sisters continue to learn in silence. Watching the true men of the Lord. Lord willing, we are those men. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, Shabbat Shalom.